Hello students, now we are going to discuss about the integrated rate law equation for zero order reaction. Now you already know what is the rate of the reaction, how we can determine average rate and instantaneous rate of the reaction. Now for that purpose we need that the rate of the reaction we can determine at any instant, then we can express it in form of differential equation. For that purpose we have to draw a graph, reactant concentration versus time. Then this graph, if suppose I want at this instant between this 10 to 15 minutes, in between that, if I want to find out that at this time 12 minute or 13 minute what is the rate of the reaction, then for that purpose we have to draw a tangent to the graph whatever we have got, and then we have to calculate by this using this differential equation. Rate is equal to minus d into concentration of R upon dt, and then that is equal to minus tau. Now this is somewhat a difficult thing to do. We cannot determine with accuracy what is the rate of the reaction, that is particularly instantaneous rate of the reaction, by using this equation, right? So it is somewhat difficult to calculate also. It is somewhat inconvenient, and also quite often it is inaccurate also. So whatever rate we are getting or whatever order we are getting by using this equation may not be accurate. Therefore, we need some simple equation that can be directly related with the experimental data, and that is nothing but the integrated rate law equation. So now let us see how to determine the integrated rate law equation for zero order reaction. Now consider one reaction, that is reactant getting converted into product. You know this equation, rate is equal to minus d into concentration of R upon dt. Also we know that when a zero order reaction is there, then the zero order reaction are those reactions which are showing that the rate is independent of the concentration of the reactant. So we can express the rate in this way. Rate is equal to rate constant into concentration of R raised to 0. Now whatever is the power of 0, that is always equal to 1. So here also concentration of R raised to 0 is equal to 1. Now equating this equation 1 and equation 2, we are getting that minus dr upon dt is equal to k, because R raised to 0 is equal to 1 and therefore rate is equal to k. Now we are equating both the equations, so minus d into concentration of R upon dt is equal to k. Now I am shifting this dt to this side, so I am getting the equation minus d into concentration of R is equal to k into dt. Now I am multiplying this whole equation by minus 1, so that the concentration of R, that is my d into concentration of R, will be positive and it is equal to minus k into dt is negative. Now here this is equation 3. We are going to integrate this equation 3. So the integration sign I have put over here. Integration of d into concentration of R is equal to minus k into concentration of dt. Now for math student, you might be remembering this formula for the differential equation, that is integration of this dx, that integration of dx is equal to x. But for biology student, we should know how we are getting this value. So there is one formula for integration, that is integration of dx is equal to x. Similarly, if we integrate this, then integration of d into concentration of R is equal to concentration of R, and integration of dt is equal to t. Now we are not including this minus k into integration because k is the constant. So we are not going to integrate this constant term, and so that our equation 3 will now become concentration of R is equal to minus k into t plus I. This is equation 4. Now for determining the value of I, consider we have to determine this I value. I is nothing but the concentration of integration, a constant of integration. So this constant of integration we want to determine. So we will consider that concentration of R is equal to R0 when time is equal to 0. Means initially when the reaction has started, time is equal to T, that is equal to 0. And that time concentration of R is equal to R0. So here equation 4 we will substitute these two values. And when we substitute these two values, we are getting concentration of R, we are going to put R0 is equal to minus K into time is equal to 0. So T value also will be 0 plus I. And ultimately minus K into 0 is equal to 0. And therefore I is equal to concentration of R of, that is R0. Now we are going to substitute this value of I again in equation 4. Therefore our equation 4 will become concentration of R is equal to minus K into T plus concentration of R0. Now I am going to multiply this equation by minus 1 by making some necessary arrangements. See here, I have transferred this KT to this side and R to this side. So my equation will become minus KT is equal to concentration of R minus R naught. Now I am going to multiply it with the minus 1 so that KT will become positive and is equal to R0 minus R. Because minus 1 into minus, this will be becoming positive. So R naught or R0 minus R, that I will be getting value after multiplying with the minus 1. Now let us see what the equation we get for the K. Now see the equation K into T is equal to R naught or R0 minus concentration of R. Now K is equal to, we are taking this T as a denominator of this. So we are getting R0 minus concentration R0 minus concentration of R upon T. Means initial concentration of reactant minus the concentration of reactant at time T divided by that value of time interval. So this is so simple equation. We are getting to determine the rate constant for zero order reaction. Now let us focus on this equation. Concentration of R is equal to minus K into T plus R0. This equation is similar to the equation of straight line, that is equal to Y is equal to mx plus C. Now when we plot the graph of concentration versus time for zero order reaction, then we are getting a straight line graph, right, where this slope is equal to minus K, right. So here concentration of R is on y-axis, right, and this is the T, that is concentration, that time is the for the reaction required. So time interval, wherever we are taking the experimental values for the concentration of R, that is on x-axis. This is N indicating the slope, and slope is nothing but equal to minus K. So we are getting a straight line graph having slope is equal to minus K, while R0 is the intercept. Now intercept is the point, right, on the y-axis where the straight line intersect at that point on the y-axis, that will be known as intercept. So here R0 indicating the intercept. So for a zero order reaction, we are getting this type of graph when we are plotting concentration versus time. Now consider some examples for the zero order reaction. First is the enzyme catalyzed reaction. Actually zero order reactions are not so common. They occur under some special conditions. In that, the first condition, that is the enzyme catalyzed reaction. You know in surface chemistry chapter that enzyme catalyzed reactions, how they are reacting and how the enzyme is helping to convert the reactant into product. But the conversion of reactant into product totally depend upon the amount of enzyme present in the reaction. This enzyme is not actually participating in the reaction. It will just help to convert the reactant into product. So now when the reactant will get converted into product, enzyme will be escape as it is because it is a catalyst. So what amount of enzyme is present in the reaction, that only will decide how much amount of reactant will get converted into product. If a reactant is present in a huge quantity, it will not be going to convert completely into product. It is totally depend upon how much enzyme present in the reaction will convert how much amount of the reactant into product. If the reactant is present in the huge amount and enzyme is present in the little amount, then the product will be formed also in the little quantity. So here the reaction rate does not depend upon the concentration of the reactant. That is why these enzyme catalyzed reactions are zero order reaction. Second example is decomposition of ammonia gas on platinum surface. The reaction is taking place at platinum surface and the temperature is 1130 Kelvin. The ammonia gas gets split into nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas. Now here also the platinum surface will only deciding that how much ammonia molecules are undergoing decomposition process. If this much amount of platinum surface is available, then on this surface how many ammonia molecule will be gathering? Those molecules only undergoing decomposition process. Not much amount of ammonia molecule present in the whole reaction mixture will be undergoing decomposition. This platinum surface is if it covered by all the ammonia molecule from both the sides, then there will not be a place for accommodating single more ammonia molecule. Then that time the more ammonia molecules will remain as it is unreacted, undecomposed. Only those molecules which are present on this surface, they will undergoing decomposition process. Then whatever amount of reactant you are taking, whatever concentration of reactant you are taking, suppose it is a complete vessel filled with this ammonia molecule, they all will not undergo at a time on the in the decomposition process. Only those, for them the platinum surface is available, metal surface is available, will be undergoing decomposition process. And therefore this reaction totally depend upon the surface available for the ammonia molecule and not on the concentration of ammonia molecule in the reaction vessel. And therefore we are expressing it as the rate is equal to K into NH3 raised to 0. Whatever more ammonia molecules are present over there, how much huge concentration of the ammonia molecule you have taken, that will not be going to decide the rate. And therefore we will say that rate is independent of the concentration of ammonia molecules, right? So rate is independent of the concentration of ammonia gas, and that is why this is zero order reaction. Now next is the thermal decomposition of HI on gold surface. This is also the similar case. Whatever amount of the HI molecules undergoing thermal decomposition, that is totally depend upon the gold surface available for the reaction. When they will approach on the gold surface, that is metal surface, that metal surface will be allowing them the decomposition, allowing their decomposition process. Now if you are taking huge amount of the HI concentration, but the gold surface is so small that will not accommodate all the molecules, so remaining molecules will not be undergoing decomposition process, whatever huge concentration you have. Only those molecules which get settled on the gold surface will be undergoing decomposition process. And that is why the rate of the reaction is independent of the concentration of HI. And thus it is also a zero order reaction. So student, I hope that this video is helpful for you. If you find it helpful, please like and subscribe my channel. And if you have any queries, then please write in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.